guys. When you guys are coming in, tap the screen and like the live. I am doing the full moon and Capricorn's energy reading. Come on in. Come on in, come on in. I hope you guys are doing well. Again, we are doing a full moon in Capricorn overlook reading. We are going to be looking at some astrology. We look over the birth charts. Make sure that when you are in here, please get us to at least 1.5k likes. You guys can send gifts. It helps the algorithm pull more people in here if you guys would like. Or you can just sit back and watch. Make sure that you share the live, like the live as well. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Doesn't matter who's in here, I'm always going to make sure that the message is getting across and very much clear. With that being said, I appreciate you guys and your time. Let's go ahead and get into this message. So we have positive outlook. And this positive outlook is telling us around this full moon in Capricorn that it's time for us to recognize our true value. It's time for us to actually look within ourselves when it comes to childhood, and to look within when it comes to redirecting ourselves back to what did it mean to be a child. This full moon in Capricorn is encapsulating off of our growth. And so when we look at this birth chart here, beginning on June 22nd, that day is, give me a second, guys. Where's the countdown? Where's the countdown? That's today's the 19th. It's a Wednesday, Thursday. I think it's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. So with this positive outlook, and we see this here with the North Node in Chiron, 11 degrees and 23 degrees. This is an energy of Aquarius degrees. 11 and 23 are Aquarian degrees. So this energy deposits itself in the 11th house. The 11th house is in Aquarius. And Aquarius is representing freedom. It's representing friendships, community. There's a detachment style that is happening here with the 11th house, but this is going through growth. Why do I keep saying growth though? Because growth is a representation of Sagittarius. But we just had a full moon in Sagittarius a couple weeks ago, and this is what is launching us towards this very moment. When the full moon was in Sagittarius, back in May, give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. We had a stellium in Taurus. It's about changing our perspective. The full moon was, hold on. this is May 15th. What happened? I thought I clicked on the right one. Excuse me. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. Again, guys, we are doing the full moon in Capricorn's overview energy reading for this weekend. I'm just waiting for that right moment to get into this work, into these workings. If you are just joining the live, make sure you tap that screen and join with us as we unpack these messages. So again, with this full moon in Sagittarius that we had on May 23rd, there's a very potent moment that's happening after this full moon in Capricorn, which is exactly a month away. And this full moon in Sagittarius that passed on May 23rd, a month ago, it had a stellium in Taurus, and then the sun was now into Gemini. So this sun was the soul of the earth, or the soul collective message was this insightful, powerful insight that is now being inquired by the masculine energy. And now we see this transformation from Venus, beauty, femininity, growing her seed into this now abundant time in history that is now being shaken and shifted at this time. We are actually on June 19th. We have a Mercury in Cancer, semi-sextile Jupiter in Gemini. Mercury in Cancer is the mind of the feminine. And with this sextile is the actual conjoining, the merging of this growth period. Either it could be with her husband, because Jupiter represents the husband, into the actual unordinary with Gemini. So Gemini has this 5 degrees here, and this 5 degrees is sitting here to teach us this exploratory action that was taken when Mars was in Aries at 17 degrees. 17 degrees is a Leo energy. And when we look at this shape, this is like a bow and arrow pulling this back to launch itself forward into 12th house energy of Leo, or the first house of Virgo. So Virgo was this self-development around the full moon in Sagittarius, was asking us not to be a perfectionist and to find your empowerment with Lilith at 25 degrees of Aries, depositing this energy back into the 8th house, was to transform the actionary act. Vertex point at 0, North Node at 13 degrees of Aries, this impulsive engine, 17 degrees of Leo of the heart, and then Chiron, 21 degrees of Sagittarius, healing the orphan within inside of us. This is talking about our belonging, because Mercury is sitting over here alone at 11 degrees. And now that we are pulling up to this full moon in Capricorn, we see the North Node here at 11 degrees. We see this action now being displayed within our self-development now. Coming into now who we truly are. So it's now time to, again, look at this positive outlook. Be positive within ourselves, within our minds, and where we're going, and where we're directing ourselves to. this full moon in Capricorn that's happening on June 22nd, that's literally Friday, is asking you to pull up. Be at a place of stomping ground, like show up. We are let's just put me on camera. Let's focus in. Maybe y'all can't read the map. Okay? Astrology is the navigation of the stars. Okay? Astrology is the navigation of the stars. It's the very theme that is saying to pull up. Pull up. It's like you are in a ship. You are pulling up in a ship. So with this full moon in Capricorn, what I have recognized is that Capricorn is the most witchiest sign. And it's guiding us forward and backwards. We're going to have a Pluto retrograde in Capricorn very, very soon. So what's the message? We got the octopus. We got the octopus, which I'm hearing. I got the whole world, London's world, in my hands. I got the whole world in my hands. Spirit is asking you, what are you willing to carry? Capricorn represents responsibility. Okay? So after that full moon in Sagittarius that we had on May 23rd, it is now time to pull up with the responsible nature to take on the actual introductory action of the fruit of your labor. Let's get into this message, y'all. For real, for real. The octopus represents reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and direction. So, it was interesting that I actually had a picture that was showing me I took last year that I was reaching forward. You know those photos of the girls that be reaching out like this? That's the picture that I had. So when I hear the word reaching, I hear the word reaching as far as reaching up to, reaching forward, reaching in. Not reaching backwards, but reaching in. And so it's interesting that London's world that joined is sitting right there at the very bottom. And y'all, it makes sense on how spirit will teach you anything and everything. Falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, because I came back. I ended it. So, the London Bridge, I talked about this in 2020. I talked about this in 2020. I might not be able to get the receipt, but I'll have the receipt for it on my story. The octopus signifies a wonderful, perceptive mind paired with a lack of healthy boundaries. Unfortunately, this results in well-intended but messy relationships. The octopus entwines itself into other people's business and shares their own without restraint. They believe that what's means to be close. If you notice after spending time with someone that you feel drained, or time with someone that you feel drained or uneasy, the essence of octopus is at play. Begin to establish healthy boundaries, be patient and firm. It may be a very old habit to change. When imbalanced, interested, engaged, intelligent. When out of balance, needy, clingy, lacks courage, to bring into balance space to oneself and talk therapy. See, no one wants to do the work when it comes to the octopus. Do you know where the octopus actually sleeps at? At the very bottom ocean of the flow. Now, it might have certain, it might float towards a certain level of the ocean. Let's look. Octopuses, I like facts. Most stay along the ocean's floor, although some are pelagic, which means they live near the water's surface. So most stay along the ocean's floor. So do you understand how deep an octopus has to swim down at the very depth? How deep you have to go to reach, because the octopus represents reaching, to reach oneself. Octopus and their superpowers, they hold something deep within themselves to bend and be able to go through tight, very spaces.
Octopus. So incredibly alien.
Something unforeign.
Changing color in an instant.
An octopus.
Shifting into almost anything. They are the planet's true masters of disguise. Now we're discovering.
Oh! Can I teach? Can I teach? Can I teach? You have no idea. Get ready. Get your notes out, because it's now time to actually really get deep up into this. Like, for real, for real. You gonna want to hear this. You gonna want to hear this. You gon' want to hear this, yeah. Just wait on it, just wait on it, just wait on it, just wait on it. I really don't care of showing this like this, but I want to really tap in with you guys for real. And show you how I'm really not playing no more. Like, you want to really now tap into what is beyond the experience. What is beyond just this matrix? What can you actually finally explore when it comes to being beyond? Pisces master's plan. Pisces is dealing with the master in disguise. Pisces is having to learn how to hold the veil of almost everlasting life. And we're going to talk about that. Welcome to your summer solstice energy reading. It doesn't just start with the full moon in Capricorn. Okay? Yes, it does, but no, it doesn't. It really starts with the actual lunar eclipse that we will be having in Pisces in September. Okay? We have a journey to go through, and it's going to be a long video, so I hope that y'all are ready. For real, for real. Let's learn a little bit more about the octopus, and then it's time to move forward.
They are one of the most intelligent beings on the planet. 2 years immersed in their world reveals they use tools.
I felt completely shocked at the level of...
Also, Pisces deals with the 12th house. The very depths of the ocean, and we have Saturn and Neptune here, a part of this equation with this launch off with this full moon in Capricorn at 1 degrees. So now we got to really talk about it. We got to really learn about it. We got to really understand these concepts, especially when we had the octopus here. This is the actual card that popped up for this full moon in Capricorn. So what is this trying to say here? Also, Neptune rules the oceans.
I was witnessing.
Think creatively. Communicate with other species. And maybe even dream.
I wonder sometimes if the octopuses are dreaming about me, wondering what I am, who I am.
They not, but okay.
We're just beginning to
It's
understand
okay.
what they have to tell us.
I have just had a conversation with an octopus.
Y'all can go watch that a little bit later. This is a reference point of... My computer be a little slow, y'all. It's time to get a new one.
And welcome back to this US Open.
Okay. I like to take my time with these messages because it's a lot of messages, but we are finna move forward now. The octopus wants to tell us how deep can we go into our ocean floors and find the very depth within ourselves. How deep are we willing to go? How deep are we willing to walk? How deep are we willing to yearn for the very thing that we once lost? This is, again, a perception of the mind. We have Mercury sitting here with Venus, and this is the beauty of the mind. When Venus and Mercury sits here, this is an actual intellectual message that is governing this Venusian beauty, this Venusian earth tone. The earth is not a soulless object spinning in the sky, but a living spiritual Buddha mother, an imitation of creative diversity. Ooh, Lord, y'all. Equanimity and divine feminine wisdom. Y'all ever get stuck on words and be like, damn, it is mercurial. We can work consciously and intentionally with Venusian energy at any time. The universe does give us a sacred shove to do so during Venus retrogrades especially. Astrologers typically expect questions regarding relationships and finances arise to when focusing on Venus. This can be valuable material for reflection, and positive changes can emerge through a Venus retrograde or anytime we are consciously attempting to embody more spiritual radiance. The hallmark of Venus as the morning and evening stars give us a hint as to her spiritual purpose. In all healing journeys, things sometimes seem to get worse before they get better. What is usually happening is that we are paying attention and dealing with things, and they may not be worse, but they become more obvious. This is an essential step towards healing change. If we do not realize or acknowledge an issue, no change will occur. This is why toxic relationships where one or both parties refuse to acknowledge an issue and or work towards healing will eventually feel like dead weight in your soul. The soul needs to not only see truth, but to move with it, to live by it. Otherwise, it is like getting stuck in dried up mud rather than using that mud to nourish life. There's a soul level quality of Venus that resonates spiritually with the heart chakra and can create some life-changing potential for healing issues to do with the divine feminine at a deeper level. Sometimes those issues may have plagued us for decades or lifetimes. Okay, the reason why I'm reading Venus is not only because she is connected here, talking to the moon, talking to Mercury and the sun, the soul and the mind. Mercury is never too far away from the soul. The mind and the soul are one and the same. So you have to talk to the mind, the memory, the membrane. It's in Cancer, and Cancer can rule memory. It can also, Pisces can represent memory as well. And so with that memory, the Venusian energy, Venus is the actual and esoteric astrology. Is the representation of Mercury. All right, we're still in Gemini season, so let's go ahead and read this. And of course, she wrote this in 2012. Key date, key year. If you want to get into the conspiracies, let's get into the conspiracies. Let's speak. Let's know. Let's take our time with this information. Let's unfold this information, this genosis, this esoteric knowledge that's going to unwind you like the octopus. All 8 legs. It's the year of 8. Hello. Speak. No, you must know. Gemini season is here again, bringing with it interplay of light through form, the soul, which began its journey in Aries as a point of light in the mind of God, became a beam of light in Taurus, and now divides its multiple beams of light in Gemini. Think of the quality of sunshine playing through the leaves or the dancing sparkles of light on water, and you have the light, playful, fairy-like quality of Gemini. By the way, this is by Ruth Handinken. Okay, here's Ruth. You see Ruth? Yes. Let's give Ruth her props. Now, the one becomes many and the divine dance has begun. Don't misunderstand the playfulness of light. Indeed, a sense of play is in the nature of light and is inherent in the whole of creation. The apparent superficial quality of Gemini belies his deepest mysteries, the mystery of life and the mysteries of our divine purpose as a spiritually awakened humanity. Gemini is associated with the breath. And indeed, the divine use of the breath through words and sound is a clue to the deepest mysteries of Gemini. Gemini has 3 planetary rulers, each of which is important in understanding these deeper mysteries of Gemini. The personality ruler of Gemini is Mercury. The soul ruler of Gemini is Venus. And the hierarchical ruler of the Gemini is the Earth herself. Can someone please awaken? Let's move forward. The soul ruler of Gemini is Venus, and the hierarchical ruler of Gemini is the Earth herself. Historically, Venus and Earth are said to be sister planets. Hello? Where do you think you are? Why do you think? Wake up. Earth, Venus, the torturing of women and children. What is the month of June? Did you read your book? It's there. I'm not going to market it. The book of life is within you. You should know. The mind, the soul of Mercury is Venus, and Venus is the morning star. Who is the star in the tarot deck? Aquarius. Venus is the actual one that is guiding you. What is the northern star? They are one and the same. Indeed, it is through Gemini that humanity fulfills its divine purpose as custodian. What does a custodian do? A custodian cleans up the earth. A custodian is Virgo. A custodian is the one that picks up your trash. Hello. Speak with truth now. For Earth and the elemental kingdoms, Gemini connects us to the etheric and the elemental at one and the same time. This apparent sign of duality is actually a sign of multiplicity. This is what feminine energy is supposed to do: multiply, connection, and communion. Through Gemini, we realize our interconnectedness with one another and Earth and her creatures and all sentient beings. At the personality level, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the winged messenger of the gods. Historically, Mercury is responsible for the developmental of the Rainbow Bridge. We talked about the Rainbow Bridge. Whoo! We talked about the Rainbow Bridge. You can see on the octopus's crown that there's rainbow. Hello, do I have to connect you to the actual lesson that you must learn at this point in time now? Come on. Let's speak with facts now. Okay? Whew. Give me 1 second, y'all. One second for me. Don't talk about it. What you mean? I'm gonna show you because I have it. I know I have it. It's gonna take me some time. Let me find it. Let's see. We're gonna find it. Here we go. It was in the month of April. Hey, baby. It was in the month of April. Let's reread this again. Where we were? At the personality level, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the winged messenger of the gods. Esoterically, Mercury is responsible for the development of the Rainbow Bridge or Antakarna, connecting lower and higher mind. Proof: Rainbow Road, the childhood faith. Okay. In the month of April 2024. The theme was the castle and purity. Okay. All right. Let's move forward. We also was talking about the crown chakra here. But let's keep moving forward. That's proof. Okay. Connecting lower and higher mind is through Mercury that we learn to connect and commune with our higher selves and hear our spiritual calling. It is ultimately through the activity of Mercury, conditioning, expanding, and awakening our perception, that we attune to higher consciousness and perceive our divine purpose. It is through Mercury that we realize our interconnectedness to one another, that the brotherhood or sisterhood of humanity becomes the body of humanity, as we transcend separatism and realize the divine task of humanity as custodian of the earth and her creatures. At soul level, Gemini is ruled by Venus. Once the activity of Mercury has expanded our perception, again, the octopus represents perceptive mind paired with we need some healthy boundaries. That's really what it is. And then we are open to activity of Venus through the heart center. This brings a spiritual awakening in the form of deep sense of communion and connectedness with all sentient beings. There's awareness of love not as an idea, but as a living energy which permeates and radiates throughout all life. This shift in perception brings us to the realization of our interrelatedness with one another and all living things. Mercury opens portals of communion between lower and higher self, so we connect with our inner guru, coach, or our own wise self. However, there is still perceived duality and a separation as experienced from the side of the personality. This is going beyond the experience, going beyond personality. In last month's article, we looked at the harmonizing aspect of Venus as experienced through physical matter in Taurus. Venus achieves harmony through the law of right relationship. What makes the difference between music and a collection of disharmonious sounds? It is the relationship between each note. When each note sounds in right relationship to the others, the human ear, and indeed all of existence, receives it as music. In other words, sounds that are played in harmony with one another. With that being said, when it goes into the actual essence of music, Venus, higher octave, Neptune, actually displays in Pisces, is the rulership of music. I did write that there is going to be an evolution in music through sound, through vibrations. I gotta get some water, y'all. Give me a second. Oh, my water right here, but I need to get some more. I'll be back, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Okay. All right, y'all. So, again, Venus and Mercury are sitting here. Venus is the introductory action of Leo, which is opposing its energy in the 5th house, which is talking about inner childhood. And we also have Jupiter sitting here in early childhood as well. 5th house would represent maybe the teenage self. So we have these energies. So coming into play here. We also have Mercury at 9 degrees, which is a Sagittarius degree. And so where was Mercury? Mercury was at 11 degrees in Taurus, and now it's here in Cancer. Taurus and Cancer kind of think alike. So this can be a representation of maybe the thinking of family or relationships as well, because Taurus can rule. It's right across from the 8th house. So this is intimacy with others, and Taurus 2nd house will be intimacy with the self. Taurus is representing the individual self-worth. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer can deal with the individuals. So yes, let's pull some cards. You know, it's a lot of detailed messages, but I want this to kind of be comprehensive in a detailed form that someone can go over and re-listen over and over and over again and digest the messages that come more available at a later time with this message. So that's why I go more in depth. Okay? So at this time with this full moon in Capricorn, it's talking about be loyal to what you love. Okay? Be loyal to what you love. Okay? Be loyal to what you love now. Okay? Because Venus is at 5 degrees, right? So it's speaking about being loyal to the very thing that you love. Like being loyal to what is already for you. We have the King of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. So the King of Swords and Wheel of Fortune is here to talk about directional movement. Directional movement. When it comes to destiny points. This full moon is connected to the solstice, and the solstice is the actual change of seasons. The vertex point is sitting here at 0 degrees in Libra. The vertex point deals with fate. It deals with destiny. And so in Libra, this is kind of destiny with the changes of relationships. So as the vertex points goes throughout Libra, it's going to hit the south node. There could be relationships that are coming back all throughout the summertime. And so there could have been some type of form of separation, or there needs to be a type of form of separation. But it's also connected here to the lot of fortune that is at 18 degrees of Virgo. So there could be more of a separation that's going on an individual scale. You know, Virgo likes to be in its own isolated form. It does give service, but maybe it separating from servicing or overextending too much. We got the Temperance card here with the Emperor. It's been a long time coming, I'm hearing. The Temperance dealing with patience of this Aries. We still have the North Node in Chiron. So this could have been something dealing with the future. There could have been a future promise. Okay? There could have been a future promise. With a lot of fortune sitting here at the descendant, this promise could come from a person. This is fated, something that was lost, because the South Node is dealing with loss. So vertex, fated, loss with the South Node, fortune. So this could be, but this is also sticking up for yourself. When this is Aries, this is authoritative action. So this is all about freedom here as well. When we're talking about 11 degrees and 23 degrees and Pluto being in Aquarius, this is freedom. So from that full moon in Sagittarius, now we're in this, we completed this culmination of acting in our freedom. The Temperance card represents Sagittarius and Aries. So this axis of Aries from Sagittarius and Sagittarius back to Aries is that message that I gave on how to keep your fire, your flame going. There was an actual message that was speaking of, that I think I wrote somewhere. I was talking about some type of motivation. Hold on. Give me a second so I can get myself together now. So when you take one thing at a time, when you focus on the present, when you actually have a positive outlook, the positive outlook is being in the present, looking what is around you. Taurus, Mars is in Taurus. So whatever you can take action on that is already here, that has already been molded. And then we have Uranus at 12 to 25 degrees of Aries. So this is, what are we taking action on? It's going to, this can connect itself to the Chiron at 23 degrees. Can make it in conjunction. So it can be, that's kind of how I see it in a way. What is it? What is being transpired at this time to take forward action on? What is the action of the truth? What is the truth's action with Mars at 9 degrees in Taurus? What is being melded at this time? Taurus deals with alchemy, the first ignition of alchemy. You would deal with Gemini, and Virgo is the actual magicians. But the fixed signs is the actual process of alchemy. So the positive outlook starting in Taurus is the actual act of the self-worth. So the octopus is saying here, have boundaries. But with this Neptune square with the moon, there's going to be some things coming out of boundaries. Not fully immersed. And so when it sits at 29 degrees, that's a Leo degree. This is what is faintly on the heart that the moon is able to move through. What is she able to take action on at 1 degrees of Capricorn? What is the goal? That's weird. Something just happened weird. I'm gonna take a mini break. Do y'all have any questions about what I'm talking about? We got a long message and I made me a salad, so like I said, this ain't gonna be edited out. I'm on the road. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm hungry. All right, y'all ready? So we're gonna get more clear. Does this not look like a bridge? Give me rainbow emojis if you can see the bridge. Around this full moon in Capricorn, you need to remember what you have devoted yourself to back in Capricorn season. Don't add any type of new responsibilities unless it enhances what you already have. Stay clear and focus on the actual vision. And be okay standing alone and don't compromise yourself. So we are at this point dealing with mental health. Mental health. We got the Venusian card, Venus, our veins, contentment. We also have the Two of Metal, which would be the Two of Swords, is boldness. And then we have the Tower card, which is dealing with our kidneys. Okay, and upheaval. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, your diaphragm, your intestines, your lungs, that peace of mind. The Two of Swords can help you reach back into peace of mind when you allow yourself to let go. The Two of Swords can help you direct yourself to wisdom, meditation. So for the summer solstice, we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Sun, the Two of Wands, the Prince of Pentacles, the Aeon, which is dealing with judgment, and the Two of Swords. In the back of the deck, we have the Three of Cups. Oh, and then we also have the Ten of Swords. So don't fall into ruin. The Queen of Pentacles is the builder of new worlds through diet and nutrition and regeneration. The pineapple in the Thoth deck is actually the commitment to build this new world. The pineapple can cleanse the diaphragm. The pineapple is the medicine. It is the antidote. It is the thing that cleanses. Hey, baby. It is the thing that recognizes in itself how to clear out all sinuses. The Queen of Pentacles is the lower octave of the Empress, but no, it's not. Our veins is the thing that carries our blood. It is the thing that holds and sends. Let's get clear. Let's get clear. Let's get clear. Let's get clear. Because we just talked about Venus. Venus rules the Empress, right? I'm also hearing, what are we afraid of? The veins, any of the tubes forming part of the blood circulation system of the body, carrying in most cases oxygen. Our lungs. Depleted blood toward the heart. A fracture in rock containing a deposit of minerals or ore, and typically have an extensive course underground or something like that. We also have the Leo energy with dealing with control. What is the heart of the problem? It's our ego. This is dealing with, again, Mercury, the personality. And Mercury is not too far away from the sun. The closest planet to the sun and the smallest planet in our... Not really. Why did it say smallest planet in the solar system? I want to look something up. Give me a second. So the sun is the soul. It also rules Leo. Give me a second. Also, the sun gives off energy. So when Mercury is the exploration of reconnecting back to our higher selves, right? It is through Gemini that humanity fulfills its divine purpose as custodian for Earth in the elemental kingdoms. Okay, so like Gemini and Leo, okay, because Leo deals with the personality. So Mercury is the actual, let's say, the memory of the personality, or the memory of the soul's energy, or the intellect of the soul. There's have to be a letting go, but a lot is the letting go of the ego. Letting go of the old, there we go, here we go. It's letting go of the old personality. It's letting go of what childhood told you to be. This is why we have a problem with children not feeling like they belong. And that child grows up to be feeling like an orphan wherever they go. And so the message for the summertime is here to have actual soul growth, self-development, developing the soul, developing self-control, being the master in disguise, Pisces, diving deep within the ocean's floor and returning. The very key, the very witnessing of your own existence. The actual, yes, liberation in the mystery, the high priestess. As you can see, the high priestess is dealing with the arteries, and then the empress is dealing with the veins. It's the branch. It's almost like the spinal cord. Let's see what the spinal cord is in. The diaphragm deals with the wheel of fortune, the thing that is moving it. We also have the King of Swords, and we talked about the King of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. So it is the intellect that is driving the force. We talked about this on that other live when we talked about the solar plex. It is what we believe in ourselves, what we believe in the self that drives us forward. Our intellect, the Mercury, the sun coming together to drive forward the actual will of destiny in our fate. The diaphragm also deals with change, movement, luck, and fate. And the element is metal. So if we find what we was looking for, the spinal cord, the brain is represented by the Emperor, which is Aries. Let's see. Baby, come back. You can blame it on me. They don't even have the spinal cord in here, which is very odd and different. Okay. I wonder why they don't have the spinal cord. Cool. I would say the spinal cord is the backbone. It is. It's literally the back. Leo. Yes. Leo energy. The sun. That's why we have it here. So it's the back. It's putting things like, again, we had that 10 of Wands energy that we were showing in the other videos, where there was a lot of people putting in a lot of work. This full moon in Capricorn is going to bless you if you've been putting in the work, the shadow work. Yes. We also have the 11. This is dealing with justice. We are having to detach from the unclarity, because it was in the reverse, to bring back the actual truth, to bring back the actual balance. We're having to detach from our actual addictions, detach ourselves from the things that, I see the Wheel of Fortune again, that holds us down, that is very heavy, that's heavy earth based. This is why Venus and Earth, there's a heaviness sometimes when you're giving birth, or you're having this baby and the baby drops and the baby is here to come. Okay? The daydreams and decisions. This could be a lot of confusion around this time with this full moon. What is the right decision? It's time to detach from the addictions, to see the right decision, to see the right thing, to go forward, to see in. It's time to move on again, so that we can have clarity of belief, so we can finally take control and not allow our ego to control, but our higher mind and our lower mind is now connected. We are now back in control. We are now back into action. We are now forward like the King of Swords. We are now able to will our destiny like the King of Swords. He is taking actually pivotal action, because we have to take a step back so we can take a step forward. This is why we have Mars and Taurus. It is time for us to slow down so that we can speed up. So continuously to have a positive outlook. If you feel like you've been slowed down, no, it's a time for speeding up. But if you have been actually forward and you've been putting in the work, you've been actually doing it, you can finally move forward. You have the vision. There's been so many videos that I have explained how to take action, how to have your fire, how to retain your energy. Now it's time to learn how to breathe properly. Through your nose and out your mouth. That is how you naturally breathe. Some of you are only breathing through your throat, and this is why your breath is shallow. You need to breathe through the actual accordance of the process of nature of breathing. You start with the nose. What is the importance of the nose? What is the spiritual importance of the nose? This is how y'all start becoming better students. Asking the right questions, putting things in the right order. Spiritual, Here we go. Here we go. Are y'all awakened? Are you listening? Are you hearing? Because here we go. Here we go. The nose has several spiritual meanings, including connection. The nose can represent a connection between the higher self and the physical self. It can also be a symbol of relation and contact and expression. There's a lot of heaviness. There we go. It's been a lot of heaviness. The passage, the nose can be the passage for the spirit and to the heart. Organs, the different parts of the nose can be associated with different organs. Bridge represents the spine or core. Road edge associated with the heart. And the nostril associated with the lungs. How are you going to get oxygen to your lungs if you're not breathing through your nose? It does not come from the mouth. You're supposed to release out the mouth. So whatever that you are connected to spirit, nose, connecting to the nose, connection to the higher self, connection to the heart of the matter, you are able to now be able to release what you are saying, what the heart of the matter needs to say. Hello? Hello? Let's get into the actual depth and the esoteric actual meanings of our bodies. You can heal with your body. You can heal yourself coming back to the present with your breath. If you want your life to slow down and it's been too fast, breathe slower through your nose and out your mouth. If you want rapid speed, shorter breaths. But I need to slow down. If your breath has been shallow, you don't need to don't do that. Go slower. Don't breathe in too deep because it's going to take you out. Because what is that doing? Your breath is the message of the body, the spirit. If the breath is shallow, the spirit is shallow. If the breath is deep, the spirit can go deep. If you've been feeling shallow in your life, breathe deeper. Open your airways. This is Gemini season. So what is the message of Gemini season? Learn how to breathe better. Breathe better. Breathe better. And I see you, Cartavius. Let me know if you need what you need. Okay? So this is how we're going to start working on our breath. This is how we focus on our breath, our lungs, healing the lungs, so that we can start to be able to breathe better. This is actually going to be able to get us connected back to temperance energy, our patience. Are y'all ready to read the letter? This will be on my YouTube page, y'all. This will be on my YouTube page. Temperance represents the universal principle of integration, synthesis, and synergy. We talked about this, remember? In order to come into the artistry of who we are, it is important to balance the apparent paradoxes, oppositions, or parallelities within our nature. What is that talking about? Gemini. Okay? Let's teach. So we had Sagittarius sitting in the 4th house, the knowing of our roots, knowing the power of our roots, knowing who we are from birth. Okay? Entering into the portal of the matrix. Okay? Let's get some keys here. Let's get some real messages here. Let's get this flowing, y'all. Let me get y'all flowing for real, for real. This is why y'all need to go get the book. Go get the book. But the book ain't going to give you all of this information. This is why you got to come to the lives. Hop on the lives. I go randomly on the lives. This is dedication. You got to be dedicated to learn. Guys, this is devotion. That's what Sagittarius is. Sagittarius deals with devotion. Okay? Because Scorpio teaches the Sagittarius how to be devoted. Scorpio deals with intimacy. What is intimate? So when we get into October season, you will finally recognize your actual transformation. You will actually be able to finally recognize yourself. Hold on to the vision. Recognize this. Okay? Let's teach. Okay, this is in the book. The book is in the link in my bio. You can go get it for $8. Okay? Cancer and Leo deals with the gates. Okay? The stage, the playground, true trickster, play the game, the character, guard your heart, and saying your heart can deceive you. Scripture, Proverbs 4:18 through 23, Jeremiah 17:1 through 9, and Romans 13:14. Go ahead and take a screenshot if you can. Hold down the display, hold down the screen, and it will pop up with a clear display. While y'all do that, we're going to keep moving here. I want to read Proverbs first. (18 through 23). But the path of the just is like the shining sun. Leo. Okay? Listen, 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 listen. But the path of the just is like the shining sun. What is just? Libra. The mirror of your hell state, Saturn exalted in Libra, morning star and competitive of divinity and judgment. Contractual agreements, a will of God is known through people. Okay? That shines ever brighter onto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is like darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. Woo! My son, give attention to my words. Incline your ear to my sayings. Do not let them depart from your eyes and keep them in the midst of your heart. Leo. For they are life to those who find them and health to all their flesh. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. Woo! Put away from you a deceitful mouth and put perverse lips far from you. Let your eyes look straight ahead and your eyelids look right before you. Ponder the path of your feet and let all your ways be established. Do not turn to the right or the left. Remove your feet from evil. Pisces deals with the feet. This is Jesus's spirit. This is the actual walk of life. Pisces is the opposite of Virgo, and Virgo actually represents day-to-day living. Is it starting to click now? No? Let's keep going forward. Let's do Jeremiah first, then. Let me find Jeremiah. It's going to click when we read Jeremiah. Ooh. We got Jeremiah 17. Whew. 17, 1 through 9. The sin of Judah is written with the pen of iron. With the point of a diamond, it is engraved on the tablet of the heart and on the horns of your altars. While their children remember their altars and their wooden images by the green trees on the high hills, O my mountain in the field, I will give as plunder your wealth, all your treasures. Didn't we talk about treasures? Jupiter, Jupiter, Jupiter rules treasures. Venus rules treasures. And your high places of sin within all your borders. And you even yourself shall let go of your heritage which I gave you. Fourth house energy also deals with your heritage. Come on. Come on. Come on. Stay with me. And I will cause you to serve your enemies in the land which you do not know. For you have kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever. Thus says the Lord. Curses the man who trusts in a man and makes flesh his strength. Let's read this. This is the issue. Curse is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength. whose heart departs from the Lord, for they shall be like a shrub in the desert, and shall not see when good comes, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land which is not inhabited. What is the issue? What is he saying? Judah's sin. The sin of Judah was individual as well as corporate. Judgment would not be blamed on the sins of previous generations. Individual responsibility was a major teaching of Jeremiah. This is how you study the word of God. You put it with the esoterics. You cannot take the esoteric out of the Bible. It is impossible to do. Only the person that is reading, that is trying to rewrite, can only individually themselves misconstrue the message. I need to take a little mini break. It's a lot. Woo. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me a second. Woo! Let's talk about it. You cannot co-create without spirit. Okay? That's one numerical uno. Creating without spirit is death. Don't get it twisted, y'all. If you are not creating, you're dying. What do you do when you are rolling the dice? That's fate. Hey, baby. That's fate. That's a gamble. That's fifth house energy. Leo, a gamble. Gambling without direction. Gambling is creating without direction of spirit's course and action for your life. If you are not creating, you are dying. If you are creating without spirit, it is death. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just Hermes, okay? I am a Gemini stellium. I sit in the 12th house. I'm a Cancer rising, so I'm just going to be reading the 12th, the other dimensions, okay? I'm always connected to spirit. And then we talk about Venus. Come on, y'all, speak. We talk about Venus, and Venus, we just literally talk about Venus is a higher octave of the mind. So whatever you're creating at this point in time has to actually fit to the correlation of what spirit says that is for you. Creating out of spirit is the cause of DEATH. I'm going to keep saying it until you hear it. Stop creating without spirit. Spirit is your direction. I'm not gonna keep telling y'all this. If you can't get it done, it's not in your path. It's not in your higher path. You have no motivation. It's really, if you have no motivation, we talked about this before. If you have no motivation, it's not who you are. Okay? Let's go back over this again. I gotta pull down the receipts from the other videos that I've been talking about for the last 3 to 4 months, y'all. Come on. Aries is the actual initiation fire, the spirit of the let's do this. Let's do this. Come on. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Tunnel in. Do not make me read this scripture again. Go to Proverbs 4:18-23. It already told you. Go to Jeremiah 17:1-9 and then Romans 13:14. Let's read Romans 13:14. I don't think you're hearing me. Okay? I don't think you're hearing me. Okay? Look, I'm just gonna let y'all know I'm channeling all of this shit right now off of just memory. Okay? And channel message from spirit. Okay? I am something special, but nothing special, okay? It is all through spirit, okay? Amen? Like a Cain be saying. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans. Okay, we're in Romans, finally. Okay, Romans 13:14, y'all. Okay. Tap in. Because it just be, why you not tapping in? What was this one? I would like to know. Okay, it really don't matter right now. 13:14. But put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh to fulfill its lust. That's really what it says. Okay? Now take out Jesus Christ, whatever you want to say, but everybody knows Jesus, okay? Let's just be clear right now, okay? We know Jesus, all that, okay? Just say Yeshua or whatever. I'll change it. Yeshua spirit, okay? But for the slow folks, Yeshua spirit goes into, Jesus spirit goes into Aries, the body of Christ. Know thyself, the hero of self, okay? Then Taurus is the integration of self-worth and value, the introduction of the implausible gift, the stage of nature. Then Gemini deals with the shadows and splitting of reality, nature, incarnation of feminine and masculine, leaning into the dual, the active playground. Cancer is the reflection of the sun, Jupiter exalted in Cancer, lessons we learn. Can we put it back together now? Hold up. Let's go back to the card that we said, Temperance, which is 14 in the tarot deck. Okay? 14 in the tarot deck. And it's what? The symbol represents the universal principle of integration, synthesis, and synergy. In order to come into the artistry of who we are, it is important to balance the apparent paradoxes, oppositions, or polarities within our nature. Hello, Gemini. Gemini, the shadows and splitting of reality and nature. From Taurus, incarnation of feminine and masculine, leaning into the dual, the active playground. It is the opposite of Sagittarius, the spiritual keys and wisdom and truth to heaven's doors. But put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh to fill its lust. Jesus spirit. Leo, and then Scorpio. Scorpio is the sacred act of surrender, the emptying out, the purge. I was going to say see page something else, but I don't really care right now. I got to take that out. This is just my rough draft. I really don't care. Anywho. Let's put this to the side. Let's get the actual making sense? Is the message clicking? Oh, it's not yet. Let's just make it more clear. Let's just make it more clear. Okay, what is the full moon in Capricorn? What is this summer solstice all about? Don't lose your shadow. That's really what it's saying. Don't lose your shadow. Y'all ain't even ready for July yet. Okay? Okay? If you ain't ready for July, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Full moon in Capricorn, June 22nd. Did you remind yourself? Because for the forward path, we must arise. Arise to what was new, that the sacred path was always in the blue. That home was the home advantage and chose you, for peace was of the opposite that flew. Can you ever imagine Cambridge? And do you realize that faith is the process out and within? Radical forgiveness came to you and forgiveness of all that was lost. I sat near a river, remembering the water, calming me in peace and serenity. Do I need to say more? I like to play ball, okay? I like to play ball. I like to tap in. I like to be detailed oriented so that we can actually have a positive outlook, because I like to look at details. This is my energy, okay? That's at Mars. Okay, look at your Mars. What is your motivation? What keeps your energy up? Okay? Aries is the fire flame. It's the motivation, it's the ignition, it's the ignition. It's the popping force. It goes ahead with things. It doesn't ask anyone what to do. It just knows who it is. It knows who it is at the heart of the matter. Why? Because it teaches the Leo what is the heart of the matter, who you are. Your heart. Your heart. This is why Leo and Libras like each other. They can go hand in hand. This is the actual introduction of what is on the heart, what you love. Venus, Libra is the balancing machine of the Leo. It's air, fire. Polar opposites of elements that work together. The air is the oxygen fuel. This is why we start at Gemini. Gemini teaches the Leo how to fuel its fire. Why? You need oxygen to fuel fire. This is alchemy. I'm going to take a break. It's a big salad. Who in here? Who's still with me? For real, for real. Drop in an emoji, your name, something. Who watching me? Who's the 6 people? For real, before we move forward. Before I give you the next key. Who's in here? Ooh. Who's in here? Ain't nobody want to tell me who's in here? All right. I'll wait. See, Jesse knows how to participate. Who just came in here? Who is in here? Not who just came in here. Who is in here? I don't like monitoring spirits, y'all. Come on. I've been speaking so much facts. So much facts. Participation is required, y'all. Participation is required. All right, this is my life. I gotta keep going regardless if who's participating or not. That's a lesson for everybody. Let's move forward because the train don't stop. And there's a very limited few who's on the train. Okay? But what's next? Leo teaches the Sagittarius. Leo teaches the Sagittarius to ignite their internal flame in whichever direction they go. Leo teaches the Sagittarius to hold the truth in the matter of the heart of the problem, to complement the understanding of the God force within. Sagittarius holds the 9th house, the house of God. I am open and welcome whatever happens in life. This is the lesson of taking responsibility for what is going on in life. This full moon in Capricorn is going to ask you to take responsibility, to hold accountability. Is ushering in the beauty of the mind through the soul of Cancer. Cancer likes stability. It is the heritage, the responsibility that could have came from family. It's an opposition between career and family at this time. What are we reparenting ourselves to? And then we also have Neptune sitting here at 29 degrees, which is capitalizing this reflection from the moon. Sorry, y'all. This reflection of the moon carrying its message through the outer realms. We also have this trine, this moon to Mars at 9 degrees, carrying the torch in the action of the truth. 9 degrees is Sagittarius, depositing its energy in the 9th house of God. Neptune, Mars, the Sun, Venus, and Mercury is all integrating into this lesson, into this message. What is the reflection of God? This is the rainbow bridge. The inner child is your higher self. Anashu said that the inner child is the seer and the monarch of your evolution. We have Pluto at 1 degrees with the moon at 1 degree. So this is Pluto talks about evolution, the evolution of humanity sitting in Aquarius. It's not enough to yearn for more in your life. Your desire must be specific. It must point from where you are to where you want to be. I think that's a message that we've kept hearing over and over and over again. Again, the octopus talked about the yearning for something deeper, for something more, something that actually can give us what we're looking for. You will find that in October season. But once you have to go through this rainbow bridge, okay? You have to go through this rainbow bridge. This started in Aries season. The rainbow bridge was about the foundation that we laid in Aries. It was firm. And now Capricorn season, when we come into Capricorn season of this year, and we got this full moon in Capricorn, we're releasing the old ways of building a foundation, and now we're circulating what is actually true. What is truth? Mars, how we taking action only through truth. We only see truth. Okay? We only speak truth. Mars is also taking action through words, the actual commandment of the truth. A lot of messages here, y'all. A lot of messages here. But that's pretty much what is the primary basis of this. So, y'all, I don't know. I can't give much more. That was a lot of information. Okay, I could simplify it. But why simplify it when you have the whole truth? Go back over. Go back over. Okay? All right, y'all. I'm finna end this live. I might return back, but other than that, peace and blessings to you all. I will see you very much soon.